So what I'm going to teach you guys today is about the Bitcoin space and in cryptocurrencies. So you guys can just write in the chat box, how many of you guys currently have heard of Bitcoin? So just put a yes or no. If you've heard of Bitcoin, just write yes or no in the chat box. You've never heard of Bitcoin? Okay, very good, very good. A lot of yeses here. Okay. Out of those people, how many have currently own a crypto, including Bitcoin? So you own Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin or Dash, Monero. Out of you guys, how many own a cryptocurrency right now? No. Yes. Ban in China? No. Okay, so what we're going to teach you guys today is the revolution of the next wave of trading in the United States, in my opinion, and it is the cryptocurrency market. It consists of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. We're going to talk about individual names. We're going to talk about how to invest in them. And basically, I look at it a couple different ways, and one of the ways that I look at it is a reward to risk basis. So when you guys are trading, and Paul Tudor Jones is probably one of the most famous traders of all time history, he always talked about he would not make a trade unless he had a 3-to-1 reward to risk setup. Okay, too many people lose money because they don't set up proper reward to risk setup. My reward to risk setups is more like 6-to-1, 8-to-1, 10-to-1. We'll show you trades that we sent out in the last 2 months. Okay, and if you guys were part of this program, you could have taken $500 into $5,000. Currently right now, Bitcoin, it's going to be listed on the Chicago Board Options Exchange on Sunday for futures, and then it's going to be listed on the CME next week. And this is the perfect opportunity to do one of two things, to trade them actively or to invest in them, because there's only one direction these are going to go, and they are going to go higher. So today will be fundamentals for trading cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. Little risk disclaimer, we have to put this in every single webinar. Day trading, short-term trading, option tradings, and futures tradings are extremely risky undertaking. They are generally not appropriate for someone with little capital, little to no trading experience, or low tolerance risk. Never execute a trade unless you're willing and prepared to lose your entire investment. No trades are recommendations or advice. I am not a registered investment advisor. I cannot give recommendations or advice. What I can do is offer my opinion, which I think is more valuable. So I cannot be sued for loss of capital. All trades are for quote-unquote educational purposes only. If you guys have any questions about margin execution, call your broker. Everybody watching today's presentation is here to all risk disclaimers on www.optionhacker.com, www.kinomarket.com, www.alphashark.com, www.acryptoshark.com. So little history about when I heard about Bitcoin, okay? I heard about Bitcoin when it was roughly around $350, okay? Bitcoin started at $1. You know, I can go through the whole history of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was released basically in 2008, and the reason that it was released is because the U.S. government is currently $20 trillion in debt. They pay $350 billion a year in interest, and basically simple and easy. This was a peer-to-peer system that was established to basically fight against fiat currencies, okay? Banks around the world, they just continue to print as much money as they want. And this will only happen till it happens. So in 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto came out with a white paper, and basically the essence of the white paper was the fact that we want to have currency around the world that is decentralized, where they cannot print as many as they want. So if you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin has 21 million coins or tokens between 21 now and 2140. There was about 16.7 of those 21 million coins out in existence, okay? So there's a big amount of coins that are out in existence. So it has a finite. You know, when I go, and I can't go more than one dinner, one happy hour, one cocktail without someone going, you know, why should I invest in Bitcoin? And, you know, one of the main reasons why someone should invest in Bitcoin is due to the fact that U.S. dollar is a finite good, not an infinite good. Sorry, it's an infinite good, not a finite good, where Bitcoin has a limited amount of supply. And the reason that Bitcoin was quote unquote mined, and that would be a whole different webinar, is it's very similar to mining gold. When you mine gold, you mine it in the ground, and you basically get out gold, and then the more you mine, the less gold that comes out, and eventually you don't have any gold left. And Bitcoin is the exact same way. So Bitcoin is established itself as a fiat currency around the world that can be used for transactions, okay? I go to this website probably about 30 times a day. It is called CoinMarketCap, okay? So you guys can write down this website if you ever want to get any pricing. So we have Bitcoin here, 13,021. We see how many cryptos there are. There's 1,326. I think they're going to ban ICOs pretty soon. The total market cap is 376 billion, okay, 376 billion. And then we have Bitcoin dominance here of 57.9. As you go through here and you look at these, so you can kind of look at them and view them as stocks. They're not stocks. They don't pay dividends. You don't get a percentage of the company. Basically, you're investing in the crypto and the technology. IOTA, we sent out a signal for this for 44 cents, and I'll show you my P&L. I personally taken $4,000 into $18,000 in the course of the last 2 months, okay, in the course of 2 months. And then we see here, so this is a list of all of them. And, you know, if you're bored trading stocks, because stocks are boring, guys, okay? I have a position on eBay. eBay is up 1 penny. I have a position on in MGM. It's down 60 cents. Look at these moves here. This is a 24-hour move. They trade 24/7. Here's IOTA up 24%. Monero up 20%. Stellar up 50%. I mean, some of these, Bitcoin Gold down 8%, Dash down 5%, down 5%, down 5%. Okay, so there's a lot of opportunities to be trading in this market. But get back into the essence of when I heard about, you know, Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space. So my COO, Mr. John Borges, came into the office and he said, "Hey, Kay, have you heard of this Bitcoin thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've heard of it." And he goes, "Yeah, it was $1, now it's $350. I really think you should buy some." And I said, "Hey, smart man, let's go buy some." So I gave my credit card. I told him, go buy me $5,000 worth of Bitcoin and tell me when they come in the mail. And he goes, "Come in the mail? What do you mean?" I'm like, "I'm long gold coins. I'm long silver coin. Well, these are Bitcoins. Tell me when they come. I want to play with them on my desk." And he's like, "AK, you don't understand. They're not actual coins. They're saved on your computer." And to say the least, I'm not a very tech-savvy guy. So I said to him, "Why would I want something that's saved on my computer? That sounds terrible. I mean, my IT guy has to go through my TeamViewer like once a day to actually like help me with everything. I wouldn't want anything saved on my computer." So I didn't learn anything about it. Now, currently, I spend 3 to 4 hours a day on YouTube learning about it. So when you don't know about anything in life, you can do one of two things. You can read about it, or you can go to YouTube. I spend about 3 or 4 hours a day on YouTube learning about the different cryptocurrencies, learning about why they're going to take over the world. And I have now kind of, you know, got myself and established myself as an expert. You know, I've written an ebook on it. I've written a book on it. And, you know, this opportunity is not going to be here for very long, okay? This market is not saturated. Every time they said Bitcoin is going to sell off, it just continued to go higher. So you guys got to take advantage of this, and you got to take advantage of it now, because we don't know how long you're going to be able to take advantage of this, because I really think that it's going to a $1 trillion market cap, if not higher. So I've only been in the space for about 3 months. I'm not going to sit here and say I was one of the early adopters here, but what I've learned in the last 3 months is we offer a boot camp. It is a 6-month boot camp. It includes private mentoring sessions, private group mentoring sessions. It includes 6 months of trade alerts, plus an 8.5-hour boot camp that we'll talk about here at the end of the presentation. And if you guys are interested in learning more about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, this is a 100% must, because it's taken me a very, very long time to put this together for you guys. So full-time trader. I trade every second of every day. I'm a full-time trader. I've been trading for about 14 years now. I think it's 15 years in March. I have traded every product possible. I've traded, the only thing I haven't traded is the bond yield curve. So I've traded stocks, I've traded options, I've traded futures, I've traded forex, I've day traded, I've swung trade. Now I've started trading cryptos. So I've traded every single product possible. And when I look at trading the crypto space, and we all know that the futures are being listed, and one of the two major downfalls of the cryptocurrency space is, number one, that U.S. regulation, right? They could say at any point in time, the government could come in and say, hey, you know what, we're not going to allow you to trade these. You know, it's very similar to online poker. They made it illegal for people to play poker online in the United States. Well, now that we have the CME and the CBOE listing futures, the chances of the government, quote unquote, shutting down, even though they technically couldn't shut down, basically Bitcoin, it just diminishes so much. You know, a hack is another possibility. But now with the exchanges, you know, you don't have to have Bitcoin exposure in Coinbase, in GDAX. You can have it in the Bitcoin futures, but take in consideration that when you buy the Bitcoin futures, it will convert to cash. It will not convert to actual physical Bitcoin. So when the futures get listed and you buy Bitcoin, you're buying the future price. You're not actually buying Bitcoin, which is a little bit different. So I have lived in the last 3 years, come here, Bolty, and so has Bolt in Chicago. Actually, Bolt, you never lived in Chicago. Chicago, San Diego, Austin, and Dallas. I feel fortunate and lucky that I can basically travel around the world. You know, internet connection. When I travel, I have 2 monitors. I have a computer. I plug in. I do webinars around the trading room from various parts of the world. I've done it in Iceland. I was just in Vegas. I was just in Baltimore. And a regular contributor on CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business, and BNN Canada. So, you know, to be completely honest, guys, I am very well versed in the trading space. I am working on my 5th book right now. I am getting my own show, hopefully, on CNBC Primetime on the Airbnb business model. But I'm here to teach you guys about cryptos because from my point of view, cryptos represent the best possible reward to risk setup of anything in the world. Okay. Someone said to me, AK, I've got $1,000. I want to invest it. What should I invest it in? Well, simple and easy. You should invest it in the cryptos. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so 2007, 2008, I will tell anybody those were my best years trading. This is my profit and loss when the world was collapsing. Okay, I trade Ichimoku Kinkin Hoi, Ichimoku Cloud. Trend is your friend. This is 2007. This is my P&L statement from Goldman Sachs. This was before seat lead, payment for order flow, commissions. This is all CPA audited. I made $1.5 million in 2007. Okay, it's very easy to make money when the market goes higher, but how you guys trade when the market goes lower? You have to be on both sides of the fence. Sometimes you got to be long. Sometimes you got to be short. You can't always be short. You can't always be long. But in 2007, 2008, the trend was easy. Straight down. Okay, I was short every single day. 2008, the exact same way. I did lose a little bit of money in 2009, but that's okay. Cryptos, they're only moving in one direction. The direction that they are moving is higher. So you have to be long cryptos. Any sell-off gets bought. Then 2008, my best year ever, $3.4 million. Like I said, guys, these are straight from Goldman Sachs. These are audited statements. I was on an 80-20 deal, and this does not include expenses, payment for order flow. This is, if you look at a business, this is revenues. So this is profits before expenses here, and this is 2008. So Bitcoin came out in 2007/2008, then it started getting popular in 2009. Basically, the way it got popular is WikiLeaks stopped taking PayPal, and Bitcoin saw an opportunity to put Bitcoin on WikiLeaks. Bitcoin was also used on the Silk Road. If you're familiar with the Silk Road was somewhere that you could buy drugs illegally. So there is a very negative connotation about Bitcoin and what it's used for, but simple and easy, Bitcoin is here to stay and it's taken over the world. And if you just invested and bought it this year, you could have 6 times your money or made 600% gain. $5,000 moved to $30,000. I'll show you examples of 2 specific cryptos or altcoins that we have sent out to our subscriber base that have gone up in value from you know, 44 cents to $4 and 67 cents to $10. If you have $2,000 invested in either of those names, the $2,000 would have gone to $20,000. And this is what we're going to teach you, and you're going to learn in the boot camp. So from my point of view, cryptocurrencies represent 100% the best opportunity. That's very nice to show statements. Of course, no one will show you statements. So from my point of view, 100% the best opportunity out there in the world. Okay, I look at it as a 50-50 bet. Okay, 50% chance that Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies go to zero. 50%, they go up 10x. So if someone said to me, and people say to me all the time, I'm not a registered investment advisor, I cannot give recommendations or advice. They say, AK, I've got $1,000. I want to invest it in something for 5 years. What should I buy it in? What should I invest in? It's so easy, guys. It's cryptocurrencies. Okay? So cryptos can go to zero, or that 1,000 can become 10,000. And it's not important of the $1,000 nominal value. It's the point that it can 10x. Okay? This could be $10,000, and it could go to $100,000. And I'll give you how I come up with a mathematical equation of how it can go up in value. And I truly, truly believe this. And this is, you know, this is where I put my money where my mouth is. I am taking a good portion of my net worth and putting it in the cryptocurrency space. I would never, ever teach you guys anything unless I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. Okay? I will never teach you guys how to trade iron condors and SPX because I don't think it's a profitable venture in the long run. I would never teach you how to trade calendar spreads. I know they do it on CNBC sometimes. I don't think it's a profitable venture. So I only try to teach you guys things that make me money. So I experimented with this, and it's been doing great so far. I'll show you my P&L statement here in a couple of minutes and the coins that I invested in. And I continue to invest in coins, you know, pretty regularly. We have sent out 9 trades. I'll show you all those trades, and they've all been winners. So they've been working out just absolutely great, guys. So there are 2 ways to play the cryptocurrency space. Number 1, you can trade them. They trade very, very well in technical analysis. You can use Elliott Wave. Okay, you can trade Ichimoku. You can trade Elliott Wave, Ichimoku, Elliott Wave, Ichimoku, technical level support and resistance. RSI levels don't work as well. Or number 2, you can invest in them. So I'm actively trading some, and I invest in others. Okay. So simple and easy, guys. You can trade them or you can invest in them. I'm starting to manage funds. We're going to be taking other people's capital and trade on it as well. So a financial advisor, you went into a financial advisor and you went to them and said, hey, I want to retire when I'm 40 years old. And the age doesn't matter, 50 years old, 60 years old. Can you come up with a balanced portfolio for me to invest? A financial advisor, first of all, financial advisors are, I mean, there's some really good ones, obviously. They're not the smartest people in the world, right? Because if they're in finance and they're really smart, they probably would have worked for a startup and then invest in banking or traded, right? So not the smartest people in the world. But if you went to your financial advisor and you said, hey, I need a portfolio. I need a balanced portfolio to let me retire at age 50. What should I do? Okay. A normal financial advisor is going to tell you this. 100 minus your age is your stock portfolio. 100 minus your stock portfolio should be your bond, and this is your asset allocation. Okay. Let's say I am, which I am, 38 years old. I feel like I've been 38 for like 4 years. That's okay. I like being 38. Okay. I'm 38 years old. So if I went in there and I said, hey, I want to retire when I'm 55, what should I do? Okay. They would have me in 62% stocks and 38% bonds. As you get older, this number goes down because you need less risky, and this number goes up. Okay. And this is just, you know, kind of a generalization of what a financial advisor would tell you. Okay. So 100 minus your age is going to be your stock bond asset allocation. If you're younger, you can be more risky, which is in stocks. If you're older, you need more in bonds, you need to be less risky. So this is what a financial advisor is going to tell you. Okay. There are 2 big, major problems and flaws with this.
Number one, the stock market is on not just 52-week highs, but all-time highs. Okay, so problem number one is the stock market is on all-time highs. I actually might buy some things. AR, hold on 1 second, I might buy something. I'm trying to trade in the background here. It's an oil name. Feb 20s. Ew, never mind. Okay, so problem number one, the stock market is on not 52-week highs, but all-time highs. Okay, if you bought Amazon at all-time highs, you'd already be around $50. Okay, so the market is on all-time highs. Number two, including inflation, bonds actually losing money. Okay, 10-year interest rate is yielding about 2.3%. Okay, so 2.3% minus inflation of about 2.4, 2.5%. You're actually losing money. Okay, it's better than having cash in the bank, but you're losing money. So I don't know anybody that wants to be buying the market at all-time highs. And also, I don't know anybody that wants to lose money after inflation on bonds. So this is a very big problem about how you invest your capital, okay? And it doesn't matter how much capital you have. Maybe you have $1,000. Maybe you have $10,000. I watch every single episode of Shark Tank, and every single episode of Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary says, how do I take my capital? I look at my capital like soldiers. I send my capital out there like a soldier to come back and bring me more capital. So what can I do personally to make my net worth higher? At some point I want to retire. I'm not going to be doing webinars forever, even though I do actually thoroughly enjoy doing webinars and running the trading room and being on TV. But what can I do to make more money? It's simple and easy. The cryptocurrency space is the hottest thing out there, and it is ripe for the picking. We did a survey to our subscriber base, and over 90% of them, kind of like the people in here, have heard of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but or however. Less than 10%, I think 15% actually own them. Okay, so what does that tell me? That tells me there's major opportunity because the retail money is not even into it yet. Okay, so I'm going to sit here and I'm going to make a better portfolio for you. Okay, I'm going to make a better portfolio for you, and I'm going to make a portfolio that's well balanced. That includes cryptocurrencies. I have money, and what do I do with my money? I invest in a lot of things. Okay, I invest in things I understand. So I have money in commercial real estate. I have money in residential real estate. I have money in corporate bonds. I have money in my buddy's ticket company. I have money in cryptocurrencies. I have money in my trading account. So I have a lot of money in different sources, and each of them represents a different reward to risk setups. Some of them have higher risk, which cryptos are going to have. But with the higher risk, you have to have a higher return portion. Some of them have lower risk. Lower risk, corporate bonds. Low risk isn't going to give me much yield, though. So how can I make a better asset allocation? And we're going to do this for you guys today. So we're going to make you guys a very, very nice asset allocation. So the 60-40 that we talked about, or 62-38, we're going to switch this up a little bit. Okay? And this is a generalization of my portfolio. I'm actually a little bit more in real estate and a little bit less in stocks. For me, this is actually closer to about 32%. This is closer to about 28%. I'm actually looking to acquire more real estate as well. So asset allocation should look something like this. Stocks, I still think stocks are fine. Best game in town. If you didn't put money in the stock market every time I hit a new all-time high, you would have missed out on a lot. I'm just getting a little worried with the tax thing and government. So 40% stocks. Then you have real estate. I would say about 20% real estate. I own 3 properties, one in San Diego, one in Chicago, one in Arizona. I also have a part of a strip mall in Arizona as well. So I have commercial and residential real estate. Bonds, I'm not talking about U.S. corporate bonds. I'm not talking about overseas international bonds. These are corporate bonds. The ones I have were from a couple of years ago, so they paid pretty well. If you can get 4 to 6%, that's very good. You can take some money. What I'm trying to do now is lend out money on hard money loans. Hard money loans are going to get you like 6 to 12%. So if someone needs a hard money loan, I'm willing to lend them out. Alternative investments can be anything from, your sister-in-law wants to start a coffee shop to your buddy wants to open a gym, things like that, but alternative investments. Gold, I own 1 ounce gold coins. I don't own a lot of them. I own about $25,000 worth of gold coins. Gold should be a percentage of your portfolio as well. And then we have the new one. Okay, the new one is Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And, you know, everybody's like, oh my God, Bitcoin's too high, I can't buy it here. It's 13,000. Well, the great thing about Bitcoin is you can trade a fraction of it. So if you wanted to set up in your account, you know, let's say you decided tomorrow that you want to invest in your future and you want to retire earlier and you're willing to make sacrifices, right? If you ever want to do anything in life, you've got to make sacrifices. If I want to have a really nice body and work out a lot, you know, I can't be drinking beer every night, okay? So sacrifices that you make, maybe you don't go out to lunch every day and you take that $10 you save a day and you get $50 a week for that, right? And then for that $50 a week, what you can do with that $50 in a week, you can put it into Bitcoin. Because you can buy fractions of Bitcoin. You don't have to buy $1,300 worth, $13,000 worth of Bitcoin. So it's different than stocks. If I want to be an investor in Amazon, Amazon's $1,149. If I want to be in Amazon, I have to buy 1 share. I can't buy $100 worth of Amazon. Well, in Bitcoin, you can buy fractions of it. And I'll actually show you my Coinbase account right now. I currently do not own any Bitcoin. So I go in here and I log in. So I have cash on the sidelines, guys. Look at Bitcoin, new all-time high. So Bitcoin, 13,069. Okay. And here's my cash in my account. So I have $4,241 in cash. Okay. I guess I technically have some Bitcoin. Do I not have Bitcoin? I have 95 cents worth of Bitcoin. Okay. So there's my Coinbase account, and it just hit a new all-time high. It has doubled, guys, in the last month. And if you guys are on the sidelines, that's fine for today. But you need to get in as fast as you can. So cryptocurrencies is basically currency of the internet, okay? And it has just begun. So things you can describe, money, online, buying services, profit, peer-to-peer system, exchange. So these are all words that are synonymous with the cryptocurrency space. And like I said, guys, if you guys have any questions throughout this presentation, please feel free to ask any questions. So if you guys have any questions as I go through the presentation, because we'll have plenty of time for a Q&A at the end, but throughout the presentation, if you guys have any questions, on the last presentation, there's a lot more activeness and a lot more people asking questions. So, you know, if you buy stock, okay, it can only go to zero. And if you buy cryptos, they can only go to zero as well. If you start a company up, you can actually be in debt because you can take loans out and debt payments, but you don't take the debt of the cryptocurrency. So simple and easy, guys. The downside is zero. That is always true when you buy a call, when you buy a put. You can only lose what you invest in it. But the upside potential is 1,000%. Okay, and I just want to show you a couple of these signals that we've sent out. So this is our send hub, and we go to crypto alerts. So I would just go previous. Okay. So this is one signal we sent out, guys. If you invested $2,000 in this signal that we sent out from September 13th, okay, just $2,000. If you invested $2,000 in this signal, you would have $25,000 right now. If you invested $200, you'd have about $2,500. That's one signal we sent out. Vertcoin went from 69 cents, and we'll show you where it is currently right now, to $9, guys. That one signal, you could invest $200, and you would have paid for your whole boot camp. Let's show you this other one in IOTA. And these all, we've sent out 9 signals. They've all been winners. Buy Ethereum at 304, it's now 430. Buy Dash at 360, it is now 700. Buy gold at 27 cents, it's now 35 cents. Look at this one, guys. IOTA. Buy IOTA at 44 cents. Okay. from October. So less than 2 months ago, November, December. I buy IOTA at 0.4441. Okay, buy IOTA at 0.441. You know where IOTA is trading today, guys? $4.20, and I actually got about $5. Okay, $4.20. If you would have put in, that's something we're going to teach you on the boot camp. So we're going to teach you what exchange you can buy it on. Because on Coinbase, you can only buy Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. So in the boot camp, we will teach you how to buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, how to set up a private wallet, how to transfer that money to a different exchange, how to buy IOTA, how to then store it in another private wallet. So IOTA's gone to $4.20. If you invested $1,000 on this trade alert that we sent out, you would have $10,000 today. Imagine what you would do with $10,000. You could pay off car, credit cards, go on a vacation. I mean, $10,000, I probably wouldn't change my life, but for a lot of people, that would change your life. That is one signal, guys. In the last 2 months, we have sent out 9 signals. We've had 9 winning trades. How can I buy something with Bitcoin? Is it hard to buy something with the price moving so fast? No. So what you would do, and this is everything that we go over in the boot camp, you buy Bitcoin, you transfer to a private wallet, and then you move it to another exchange, and then you buy the other coin from Bitcoin. So you cannot buy IOTA with US dollars. You have to buy Bitcoin first, then transfer. And I know it's a complicated process, but that's something that in the boot camp we go over in great, great detail. So kind of a couple phases to compare this to. Diamonds, gold, tulips, to make it easier for you guys to understand. So let's just talk about diamonds first, and then we'll talk about gold, okay? And there's always debate in this world that, so I've done cryptocurrency speeches and lectures in San Diego, Vegas, Chicago, probably in New York at the Money Show coming up. And one thing you guys can compare it to is diamonds, okay? Diamonds became a symbol of prestige as far back as India and eventually became a product of South Africa. Their demand being highlighted by De Beers, okay? So basically simple and easy. If I said to you guys, is diamonds a commodity or a currency? I think most of you guys would say it's a commodity because it's taken from the ground versus a currency. And a currency is something that you can use for exchange. However, I'm going to debate that and say that it doesn't really have any industrial production. Okay, so if it doesn't have any industrial production, what really makes it a commodity? I would say it's more of a currency. So diamonds, the only purpose they have in this world as a commodity is they can cut glass. Big deal, right? They can cut glass. So I use them and I say, hey, they're a currency. Yes, you can't go into a bar and buy, beer with diamonds, but I use them more as a currency. Gold, and gold is another perfect example to compare Bitcoin to. Gold is a metal with no industrial purpose, and it became a means for trade with merchants because they didn't want to transport cattle or wheat. Gold, I would say, is a currency as well. Why is it not a commodity? It has no industrial production. 50% of all gold in the world is used for jewelry. 30% of all the gold in the world is used to make gold coins and bullion. Only 10% of all the gold that is mined is actually used for industrial production. So you sit there and say, Bitcoin's ridiculous. Dennis Gartman was on CNBC saying Bitcoin is for criminals. And you think about it again, and what makes, Bitcoin any different than gold? It doesn't. It's we view gold differently because it has been around our society for such a long time. And Bitcoin, to be completely honest, has been around for 8 years. So it's not like Bitcoin came out of nothing and it's a pump and dump. It's been around since 2009, and it's taken a long time to get users. There's over 100,000 stores around the world that use Bitcoin. There's stores in Japan that take Bitcoin. There's central banks buying Bitcoin. China, Japan are buying Bitcoin like crazy. So when there is a limited supply of something, because remember, Bitcoin has limited supply, 21 million between now and 2140. When there's a limited supply, there is a demand for it. And people are comparing it to Tulip Mania. And is there a chance that Bitcoin crashes and dies? Yeah, of course there is. There's a big chance that it crashes and dies. But there's an equal chance it goes to $100,000. So just keep that in mind. So of all these commodities, the people that got in first made the money. Nobody got rich buying Apple at $8 because you probably sold it at 30. The people that got rich in Apple bought it at 30 and sold it at 1,000. The people that got rich didn't buy Apple at 30 and sell it at 80, or Amazon at 30 and sell it at 80. People that got rich bought Amazon at 80 and sold it to 1,000. Bitcoin is actually less risky at 13,000 than it is at 130. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It is less risky now than it was before because it's more socially accepted. There's more people buying it. Okay, 13,237, and the thing will not stop. Okay, so imagine you could have invested in the internet, and people say, hey, what about the internet bubble of the 1990s? Well, in 2000, thousands of companies went out of business. That is true. A lot of the coins and the cryptos are not good. And I'm not going to sit here and say every crypto, is good crypto, good technology, but, or however, the good ones will survive. In the internet bubble of 2000, Amazon survived, Apple survived, Intel, eBay, okay, and all those stocks have hit 52-week highs at some point, okay? There will be an internet bubble, and there will be basically a crypto bubble. And when that bubble happens, a lot of these cryptos are going to go to zero. So from my point of view, this is the best chance ever for you guys to retire early. We are all here for one reason only. It's to make more money. I will trade anything I think I can make money on. If I could trade Apple on the 1-minute bar and make money, I would trade Apple on the 1-minute bar and make money. However, I can't make money on the 1-minute bar and Apple. Okay, I consistently use the unusual option activity in the YouTube cloud because that makes me money. Okay, but I continue to reiterate the fact that I do things that were going to make me money. So this is the perfect opportunity for you guys to get in something that is hot and making money. Let me bring up my portfolio real quick here. Okay, so this is my portfolio. Okay, so this is my portfolio. Okay, so I just recently bought a couple more. So this is September 27th. So October, November, about 2 months. Okay, these are the cryptos that I bought. This is the dollar amount I invested. So here's my quantity. Here's my holdings. This is my price, my dollar amount. Okay, so I invested $4,000 in the cryptos. Okay, on 11/29, that 4,000, I had $10,000 profit. Okay, add another $6,000 profit. This is my profit here, guys. $16,000. So if you take that $16,000 and you add it to the $4,000, I have taken $4,000 and moved it into $20,000 in 2.5 months. That is virtually impossible in a trading account. Nobody can show you stuff like that. Okay, and I recently just bought a couple more. I bought Lisk, 760. It's actually sold off. It's 920 now. And NMIQ, I bought at 135, and it's currently 135. Okay, so total profit, guys, $16,000. I've taken $4,000 and $20,000, and this is what I'm going to teach you guys in the boot camp, how you guys can do it too. It's not that hard. Okay, I hear somebody. Okay, so we've sent out 9 trades since we launched the cryptocurrency bootcamp. Out of those 9 trades, every single trade has been a winner. If you invested $2,000 in IOTA at 44 cents, you would have $20,000. If you invested $500 in Vertcoin at 67 cents, it could have gone to $8,000. Okay, and these are just 2 of the examples. We got a 10x in IOTA, and we got a 15x in Vertcoin. So let's talk about some famous people in the news because these are always important. Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon was infamous. He called Bitcoin a fraud. 2 very important things that happened when Jamie Dimon called Bitcoin a fraud. Number 1, he did not call blockchain technology a fraud. Okay. Number 2, he specifically said Bitcoin, not cryptocurrencies. Number 3, JP Morgan is on the Legion's board for Ethereum that actually competes against Bitcoin. So what is interesting about this? Bitcoin competes against the banks. Okay? Bitcoin competes against the banks. So if Bitcoin was to succeed and take over the fiat currency in the world, that would be bad news for the banks. Why would it be bad news for the banks? The banks make money by buying bonds from the government and selling them to the Federal Reserve. Not a hard business model, huh? Federal Reserve can never be audited. They can print as much money as they want. So Jamie Dimon, one of the most influential financial people in the world, and John McPhee, who is one of the biggest Bitcoin miners in the United States, they asked him about Jamie Dimon's comment. Simple and easy. He said, I respect Jamie Dimon very much, but the fact of the matter is that the government can print as much money as they want. Bitcoin, there's a finite amount of it, and he knows how much it's $1,000 to mine a Bitcoin. To mine dollars, there's nothing. You can mine as much as you want. Bill Gates. Bill Gates was one of the richest people in the world. We all know Jeff Bezos is now the richest people in the world. He stated that Bitcoin was unstoppable and here to stay in a recent interview with Bloomberg. Janet Yellen. Janet Yellen, head of the Federal Reserve, has donated millions of dollars into research and implementation for cryptocurrencies in society. Okay? The head of the Federal Reserve has donated millions of dollars because the blockchain technology is here to stay. And it's not just in Bitcoin, guys. The technology they're trying to branch together is, I own a bunch of places. Why does it cost me $7,000 and 5 days or 30 days sometimes to close out a unit? That doesn't make any sense at all, right? I should be able to instantaneously buy a unit. A car the same way. Why do I have to pay title transfer? Why can't I just get the title? Okay, this is all the illegal, it's all the banks and all the financial things that are just charging you basically fees you shouldn't be paying. And the blockchain technology is going to be good for medical records. It's going to be good for driver's license records. Any records they have on file will be using the blockchain technology. You can compare blockchain if you wanted to basically the cloud kind of. Mike Novogratz. Mike Novogratz is on TV all the time. He was a former hedge fund manager with Fortress and with Goldman Sachs. Came out of retirement. His net worth is about $1.5 billion. He took $150 million of his $1.5 billion and he put it into a cryptocurrency hedge fund. Okay, that's some ganas for you. $150 million of his own money into a cryptocurrency hedge fund. And we talked about the asset allocation. 10% asset allocation. That's what he did. If he loses it all, he's still worth $1.35 billion. But if he makes money, when Bitcoin went down to 7,500, his firm was buying it. Okay, so you got to take this consideration, guys, that this is not a fad. This is here to stay. So 3 points to evaluate. Number 1, are you ready to invest in cryptocurrencies? The market is not saturated, guys. I repeat that. The market is not saturated, okay? The market is still on a major upswing. And this is the best reward to risk setup you could possibly set up for your lifetime. Investing in this space has so much potential to the upside and limited potential to the downside. I don't know if Paul Tudor Jones is in this yet, but he would agree with me that, he looks for stuff that's 3-to-1 reward to risk setup. These setups are way more than 3-to-1. These setups are potentially 10-to-1. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and say sell everything you own. What I'm going to tell you is that every single person needs to be in the cryptocurrency space. I mean, you can set up Bitcoin, and this is what we teach you in the boot camp. We have an 8.5-hour boot camp, and we will teach you guys how you can set up, an account with just $100. You can put in $50 a week if you want. You can put in $100 a week. But investing in some money into your future, okay? Okay, so recap, and this is when I used to say that Bitcoin was going to 25,000. That's when it was 5,000. I moved my price target up to $100,000. Okay, so this needs to be part of everybody's portfolio. You know, stocks are boring. I'm watching S&P trade. Okay, I actively trade. Right. Here is my trading account. I'm down $180 today. I'm down 1,000 in MGM and 890 in LNG. I'm up 1,700 in NUE. The futures are up 3.5 points. The VIX is 11. They are boring, guys. They don't move. You want to trade something fun. You want to trade something exciting. This is the perfect opportunity because Bitcoin futures are getting launched on Sunday. Okay? And what happens if Bitcoin futures go successfully well, then they will launch Litecoin futures, Ethereum futures, Bitcoin Cash futures. If those go well, then they'll do options. So it's here to stay. Coinbase will probably start adding some more coins. And this number of how many cryptocurrencies there are has risen to over 1,300. Okay, there was 1,326 cryptocurrencies out there. There are really, really bad cryptocurrencies, guys. A lot of them linked to marijuana. Why would I want to invest in a cryptocurrency linked to marijuana? No. Okay, so there's 1,326 of them out here. Okay, so this needs to be part of your portfolio, trading cryptocurrencies. Okay, so the last question, which somebody should ask, is how high can Bitcoin go? Okay, you see numbers all over the internet, $1 million, $100,000. Okay, these are my price predictions. And the only way I can basically gauge a price prediction is one of two things. I can gauge a price prediction. Number one, 500,000. That'd be nice. I can gauge a price prediction on how much versus the versus gold. You know, how much of the gold market can it encompass? And the other one is how much fiat currency it could replace. So the two main questions, how high can it go, right? So my first way is saying, how much of the gold market do I think it can come? So I think it can go up to $1 trillion. $1 trillion is about 15% of the gold market. The total gold market is about $7 trillion, 6 to 7 trillion. The total crypto space is about 300 billion. If it goes to $1 trillion, okay, that would be a 3x. That would put Bitcoin at about $40,000. Okay, because if it just you do the multiplier on that, so if it can, the whole space can get to this can get to $40,000. Okay, so I believe the market can move from 1 trillion, from 300 billion to 1 trillion. That would put me at about $40,000 per coin. CBOE is listing futures on Sunday, and then on Monday, and then the next week, CME is getting futures. So CBOE is listing futures on Sunday, and then CME is going to be listing futures the next week. Okay, so that is one way that it can go. Then we look at the entire forex market. The entire forex market trades about $5 trillion a day. Okay, Bitcoin, and that number has risen here, but when I pulled out the slide, it was about 2.4 billion. So if forex trades 5 trillion and Bitcoin trades 2.4 billion, what about if Bitcoin could replace part of the fiat trading in the world? Okay, so the fiat trading in the world they could replace. What about if you could get 1% of the total market cap? That's it, just 1%. So if Bitcoin could get 1% of the market cap, okay, that means it would 10x. That would put it at about 100,000. If it could get 5% of all fiat traded in the world, it would go up 50x. That would put it at 500,000. Okay, so those are kind of big valuations that I figure out how you can get into, you know, basically how high it can go. Somewhere between 40,000 and 500,000, right? I mean, it just depends on how much fiat it can take over the world. If people start using Bitcoin and doing fiat, you know, euro, yen, US dollar, it can really, really move higher. And the technology with Bitcoin, to be completely honest, isn't that good. That's why they keep forking out. It's slow, it's clunky, it's expensive. There's better, quote unquote, currencies, but however, a lot of these currencies, Bitcoin is the market leader. And people always say to me, AK, why can't I just compete against Bitcoin? I'm like, if you want to compete against Bitcoin, you can, right? But the problem with competing against Bitcoin is they have the user base. If you want to compete against Uber, Uber is a $61 billion company. You can very easily compete against Uber. But the problem with competing against Uber is they have the market base. Airbnb is the same way. Airbnb owns nothing, guys. They're a software company, technology company. You want to compete against Airbnb? That's fine. Go compete against Airbnb. The problem with competing against Airbnb is due to the fact that, they have the user base. They have the user base. Okay, so there's my price predictions for you. So you guys ready to take the next step? We have a boot camp that we have launched. It is I think our best-selling boot camp we've ever launched here at Alpha Shark. The title and complete detailed course that can help you is Cryptocurrency Mastery, the ultimate course to making money with digital currency trading. What happens in this course is what takes your knowledge to the next level and allows you to really get a feel of what it's like to become an active participant in the cryptocurrency space for investing, margin trading, and lending. Okay? Who is this boot camp good for? This boot camp is good for any trader, investor, or expert. We've had hedge fund managers purchasing this. We've had someone that didn't even know what Bitcoin purchases it. So this course is really geared for everybody. Number two, someone who wants to potentially retire 20 years earlier. Because I really think I can make enough money in the crypto space to help me retire younger. And number three, anybody who wants to diversify their portfolio. Okay? The stock market the boot camp is online. It's 8.5 hours. I'll show you everything you guys get. It's an 8-month it's a 6-month program, guys. So it's not you just buy it, you watch it once. Because we give ongoing education for 6 months. Okay, so it's a 6-month program. It is not just you get it, you learn it, and you're done. Okay. So what we are offering you guys today, and you guys can sign up at options on the floor, and then I'm going to leave it open to question.com/Bitcoin. So it's a $5,000 value. And remember, guys, this is a 6-month program. This is not just one thing you're going to take. You're going to get ongoing private group mentoring sessions, 12 of them, okay? So you get 2 a month. So you get 12 group mentoring sessions. This is everything you guys get for $497. And don't think of it as $497. Think of it as an investment in your lifetime and your future. That's number one. And number two, it's a 6-month program. So if you broke it down, 180 days, it's about $3 a day. Okay, if you cannot afford $3 a day, you should not be trading at all. $3, guys. I go get an organic cold pressed juice at the store. It's $10, $12. So we have 25 spots, and this is what you're going to get, guys. You're going to get an 8.5-hour boot camp on demand. Okay, and this will teach you the 5 main reasons that cryptos are going to go from, well, now it's $360 billion. And I'm going to move that to $2 trillion in the next 5 years. So you get an 8.5-hour boot camp on demand. Okay. Angela's in. Jeff is in. Sergio is in. My inbox is already filling up, guys. Dan is in. Optionsonthefloor.com/Bitcoin. Okay. 6 months of trade alerts. And we'll look at the trade alerts here and the trades that you guys could have got in if you were part of this program. Twice a month mentoring sessions. $30,000. My business partner is taking $30,000 into about $600,000. You'll learn. So we have private videos of how you can put money in your account, move it to a private wallet, back to the exchange to cash out, and get our top 5 plays. $3 a day, guys. $497 total because you're paying for a 6-month program. Optionsonthefloor.com/Bitcoin. Yeah, someone says they want to see my profit again. So this is, So here is my book, guys, and I've added to this. I'm actually thinking about taking list off today. Okay, so here's how much I invested initially, $4,000. So if you took all the trades that I took, that $4,000 would have $20,000 today. That $4,000, you'd have $20,000 today. Not bad. And two of these trades didn't even move. Golem and VRX, like look at my P&L on these. If you just took those away, these two coins, I invested $3,000. That $3,000 went to about $18,000 just on those two coins, IOTA and Vertcoin. Okay. Options on the Bitcoin. Does anybody have any questions at all? If not, I'll kind of just go through CoinMarketCap here, and I'll go through the trades that we sent out too. And this is the back-end software of the trades, so I can't like adjust or alter anything like this. So let's just go through the trades. Vertcoin. So Vertcoin, we sent out a signal at 67 cents. 67 cents. We told you to get long Vertcoin. 67 cents. Where's Vertcoin now? 864. Next trade. Dash. Dash at 360. Dash at 360. Oops. 734, guys. A double. That's 100% gains on that trade. Ethereum at 304. Ethereum at 304. 436 in Ethereum. Golem at 27 cents. 27 cents in Golem. 34. So as a percentage, is up a third. Dragon Coin, that was up a lot too. That was up 600%. IOTA, 44 cents. These are all the alerts we sent out. Look at that, guys. If you've invested $100 in IOTA, you could have paid off the Bootcamp twice. $100 went to $100 went to 1,000. INXT. Internext. $6, guys. We sent the signal out at 2. You bought $1,000 worth of this, it would have been $3,000. INXT. IOTA again, 75 cents. $4. 77 cents to $4. Lisk, this was a new one. I like this one, but I might have to sell it out today. 920. 760 to 920. And we actually sent a new one. I'm going to give you guys a free one today. NIMIQ. So if you guys have no trades yet, the price afterwards is $99 a month for the trade alerts. We have over 100 people that are in the list. I'm going to give you a new, guys, one for today. This is our new pick to click. This is our new pick to click. NIMIQ. I just bought $5,000 with it. 132. So here's the link, guys. optionsonthefloor.com/Bitcoin. It is a 6-month program. Does anybody have any questions at all? I will leave it open for questions. Anybody have any questions? Otherwise, I'll go over what you guys get again. Yep. Yes, this it is recorded, but I don't know if they're going to send out the recording. I'm not in charge of that. My affiliate manager is in charge of it. Okay, so what we're offering you guys today is you get 25. Yeah, so crypto charts. Yeah, I can bring up some charts here. So let's bring up Bitcoin. I would not be buying Bitcoin here personally. I would not. I'm looking for a pullback in Bitcoin. So here's Bitcoin, and here's the Ichimoku cloud, right? We broke to the cloud to the upside right here. So Bitcoin was a buy at 4,300. Right here and right here on the daily chart, Bitcoin is a buy. Okay. I would be looking for a pullback. Pullback to possibly buy around the 8,000 level, 6,000 level, and then around 4,000. But I think Bitcoin, I'd rather buy a pullback. I want to look at a chart of IOTA because actually that one spiked a lot. IOTA. Yes, you have to buy Bitcoin to buy the other ones, besides Ethereum and Litecoin. You can buy Ethereum and Litecoin on their own. Faucets, I'll look at a chart of faucets if there is one. So IOTA got up to 550 and sold off. I'd be looking to buy a pullback here in IOTA at $1.50. So I'm looking to buy a pullback here in IOTA at 550, at 150. Faucets, let me see that one. I know a lot of them. Faucets, I don't think there's one called faucets. The one that I like that I talked to somebody, I'll give you another one that you guys are, if you guys like, number 43, where is it? Vera. I was talking to somebody yesterday that is really big on Vera. Vera. So Vera at 154. Is this real time? It's really wide here. So Vera, V-E-R-I. I was talking to somebody who's really big into Vera, V-E-R-I. So keep an eye on Vera. I got into Lisk. So they work really well in technical analysis. So Lisk. So it got to about, wow, it got up to $11 and it sold off. I got into it at about 760 here and actually dipped down. So I got into it about 760. It's up to 905. I should have added more down there at $6, but I didn't. ARC is an interesting one. I would look into, I like EOS a lot on a pullback. EOS here. Oof, this has been beasting. I like to be buying it at about 180. So I'm looking more to buy these on a pullback than I am looking to anything else. Yeah, let's go over the course one more time. Let me get my phone real quick. Okay, so what you guys get, this will be master the 5 reasons why the cryptocurrencies are going to move from 160 billion, which is now 320 billion, to $1 trillion market cap in the next 5 years, guys. Okay, I truly believe that these can 10x. I think Bitcoin can go to 100,000. 6 months of trailers, guys. If you invested $1,000 in every trade we sent out, okay, $1,000 investment every trade we sent out, you would have about $30,000. So if you spend $1,000 in every trade we sent out, you'd have about $30,000 today. You're going to get twice a month mentoring sessions. So these are private group mentoring sessions. You have to take the boot camp in order to get it. These are with my business partner because he knows the back end a lot better. Okay. So these are private group mentoring sessions. How to put money into an account, into a private wallet, back to exchange. Make sure you guys sign up. It's optionsonthefloor.com/Bitcoin. Does anybody have any further questions at all? I guess I did not fill my time, but there's not very many questions today. Optionsonthefloor.com/Bitcoin. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great, great day trading.